Flosstube, welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn and I'm the Lancashire Stitcher. Today is Saturday the 3rd of December 2022 and this is Flosstube number 59. If you're new here, welcome. This is a channel mainly about cross stitch, but I do include other crafts sometimes, and I also talk about the walks I've been on recently. If you're returning, welcome back. It's lovely to be chatting with you all again. It's been quite a hectic 2 weeks. I have done quite a lot of stitching, but not as much as I would have thought I would have done. But yeah, let's get started. I've got a finish, and I've got an odd shaped board today. No big rectangular pieces, so I've had to use an offcut. So there we go. This is Random Thoughts by the Drawn Thread. It's all creased up, but it's finished. There are borders that go around, but I'm not sure whether I'm going to do them yet. I might just leave it as it is. This is, I'm not sure what the fabric is. It's a linen. It came in a kit from Nimble Thimble, and this is stitched using the Calfor needlepoint ink silks, NPIs. I do like it. There's some lovely little charms on it. This here is a little bobbin that you had to wrap cotton round. So yeah, there we go. So that's Random Thoughts by the Drawn Thread. There we go. That was stitched, well, it was finished for the I Dare You sale, which Marnie's Mixed Bag had going, where you had to get something finished by the end of the year, and I've done it. So yeah, like I said, I'm not sure whether to do the borders yet. It depends how I want to finish it. But yeah, and let's get on with some whips. So the first one, as always, is Lady of the Flag by Mirabilia. Stitch on this on Sundays, although she's not going to get stitched tomorrow because I'm on a coach ramble tomorrow. And there we go. So I've managed to do this bit over here, and we've done a bit more of a dress. This is being stitched on a piece of 32 count Hurricane Murano Lugana by Pole Stitches. There we go. Yep. Oops. I don't have Royal Holiday. I've not stitched on her over the last 2 weeks. It's like I say, it's just been a hectic 2 weeks. I'm taking on board a couple of new voluntary roles, which I've had to do quite a lot of prep for. So yeah, it's been quite busy. I've had a few meetings and things. So yeah. Then my next one is my Mill Hill Monday piece, which is To All a Good Night. And I know I've only stitched on this on one Monday in the last 2 weeks, so there isn't much progress. Forward again. So there we go. So I've stitched some of the reindeer, and I've put a few beads in there. So yeah, there we go. Again, don't like that fabric. Say it every time, but yeah, it's just awful fabric. My next one is Dragon Field Notes by Unconventional X Stitch, or Unconventional Cross Stitch. I stitch on this every day, Monday to Friday, for an hour, first thing in the morning, from 6 till 7-ish. Hold on, just put the fabric at the back. That is my progress. So that is pages 1 and 2, and then this over here is the start of page 3. So you can see we've got the D and the R, and then this here is the start of the letter T for the dragon. So yeah, this is stitched on 25 count easy guide even weave. So yeah, massive piece of fabric. My next one is At the Met by Mirabilia. So I mentioned this in my last video, saying that I was stitching on it, but I hadn't finished the time. That is my progress. Now this fabric is, I think it's 32 count Aries even weave, I think. I really need to write down the winning. I look at it before I do my video and then forget when I'm filming. So yeah, it's called Aries and it's by Sparklies. So yeah, so that's the top half of a dress, from the waist up. Yeah, there we go. My next one is Autumn Quakers by Rosewood Manor. This is being stitched using the called for Valdani threads. Only pick one up, not everything in the pile. And that, yeah, that's the right way. That is my progress. So I've been putting pictures up of what they look like before. This time I've done this motif here, and then I've done this start of this motif up here. So yeah. My next one is Dream by Just Another Button Company in the Art to Heart series. And I need my board for this one. It's being stitched on a piece of 28 count Haunted Cashel linen by Picture This Plus. And there is my progress. So this time I've filled in this green here, but then I've run out of it, so I couldn't do the little bit that goes over here. It's Holly, Weeks Dye Works, I think. And then I've done this, and then I did the moon. Oh, and I've filled in the bird's foot and these eyes as well. So yeah. So it's not too far off a finish, but it does have quite a big border around it. So yeah, still take a while to finish it. There we go. And then my next one is Foxglove by Nora Corbett. And that is my progress, and I've put some beads on there if you can see them. Yeah, this has been stitched on 28 count Dawn Chorus by Pole Stitches, and I basically did the beads in her bodice there and some of the ones down here. She's got a couple up here as well, and then I've carried on with the wings. So yeah, there's Foxglove. And then my next one is a new start. It's one of my 12 starts Christmas, which is the stitch along I'm doing with Stitch Ecology. There's quite a lot of people joining in actually. So I use the tiny decisions that happen. I'll put up here what it showed. So the first one picked was the Wedding Quadrielle by the Sweetheart Tree. So I've spent 2 days on this. I actually took it to the library yesterday because a Friday it's quite busy. I go to the library in the morning for my volunteer bit, and then I go shopping in the afternoon, and then at night I'm at choir. So I don't really get much time to stitch on a Friday unless I do it at the library. So yeah, so I managed to do one side. So you basically have to do the outline of each shape, of each side, and then you've got some stitching in it. It's a lot of back stitch. The words are done over one. Pardon me. And then there are some satin stitch flowers that go here, but I'm going to leave them until the end because I thought they might get plucked or something while I'm stitching. So I'm going to leave them and do them all at the end. And then there's quite a lot of beads go on it as well. But that's one side done. So I managed to do that in 2 days. And then my next one, I'll put the Tiny Decisions picture up. The next one that I've started stitching on today is Season and Time by Moira Blackburn, which is a Bothy Threads kit. So I've started stitching on that today. I'm only going to get to stitch on it today because tomorrow I'm out on the coach ramble, so I won't be doing any stitching tomorrow. So I'm going to try and do as much as I can today on that, and maybe do some more towards the end of the month after the 12 new starts is finished. So yeah, I'll show that in my next video. So that's all my whips, new starts and finishes. Sorry, I'm going to have a little drink. So let's do the giveaway winner. In my last video, I was giving away a book of days for 2023. And you had to say the word planner. And the winner is Julie Wright. So congratulations, Julie. If you email me, message me, however, with your address, I'll get it in the post to you as soon as possible. I'm getting a bit behind with sending giveaways because I know I've still got the last one there, so I need to get that in the post. I'll do that later on. I think we have had quite a few Royal Mail strikes here, and we've got a few more on the run up to Christmas, so it's not been great for the post at the minute. But yeah, they will get in the post. Right, stash enhancement. Oh, and I do have another giveaway at the end. Yeah, stash enhancement. I've got quite a bit to show you here, which I didn't expect to have. So the first thing I'm going to show you is my 5-year diary that I talked about in my last video, which I've ordered instead of the book of days. So right, these are my, let's start with this. Right, I've ordered, I'm not going to show people, I've ordered the what do they call it, a tracker from Quirks and Stitches on Etsy. So I've got the 24 hours of cross stitch, a cross stitch challenge phrases for every month of next year. So I've printed off the first 6 months, and then I can plan them in advance, where this last few months I've been having to wait till the last day of the month or even the first day of the month to plan, where I like being prepared. So I've printed off the first 6 months and I've already got them in my planner. So yeah, so I'll put a link down below to Quirks and Stitches Etsy shop in case you want to buy those. She has all sorts on sale. You can buy planner sheets, everything, but I just get the basics, which is basically the acrostic challenge. That's basically all I really use, is the acrostic challenges. Right, 2023 to 2027 5-year planner that I got from Amazon. I'll put a link below. A couple of people had already asked me for the link and I gave it to them in the comments. But yeah, so basically this, you get, let's get January. You've got all the years at a glance at the front. And then, oh, there's actually a double page spread for a vision board in case you want to do a visual plan. And then for January, you get basically a square a day, and there's a little thing at the side for notes. So that's that. I've not done anything in this yet. So, yep. And then you get all the months of the year, but then with a little notes thing at the side. But then at the end of the year, when I get to it, come on. Yeah, you get some lined pages. So you can write more notes. So you get like 2 double page spreads of lined pages, and then it's on to the next year. So I just thought that was so much better than the book of days, because it's hardback as well. You could get a paperback version, but I just thought it's got to last 5 years, so I'm buying the hardback version. So yeah, I'm going to be starting using that in January. So much better than that planner, the book of days. And then, like I said, I've been using a happy planner, but it's been quite expensive to keep that going, so I'm going to be using this with my acrostic challenge sheets in it. The other thing I've bought, which I had ordered last time, is this. Now, I found out about this on Stitcherista Flosstube, and she also linked to Ginger Gerald because he talked about it as well. And it's called a Neewer, Neewer clamp, and it's basically made for on a microphone stand, you know, so you can put an iPad or whatever on here. But Stitcherista said about putting it on your Lowry stand, and I've been doing that and it's fantastic. I have it on my Lowry stand and I've been using it for my phone but it also fits an iPad. And I can watch Flosstube, especially when the husband's watching darts or golf or football. I'll put my phone on here on my Lowry while I'm stitching, and I'll have my headphones on and I can watch my Flosstube. So it's brilliant. I love it. And I actually ordered this from America, because when I looked, the one in the UK, this cost £42. And on the American Amazon site, I could get it, including being delivered to the UK, for £32. So I ordered it from the US, and it didn't take very long to come. It only took a week or so. You know, you didn't pay extra for postage because it came through Amazon. You just had to pay sales tax and things. You know, it added a bit onto the price, because it was $20, I think, on Amazon. US Amazon, and then you just had to pay extra because it was being brought over to the UK. But this is now actually on the UK website, this actual one, because there's a difference in size between the one that was on Amazon UK and this one. But this is actually on Amazon UK for £26.49. I looked this morning, so I've got the link to put below. So I'll link that one down below, the one in the UK. So yeah, I just think it's brilliant, because I used to have to like prop my phone up at the side and like keep having to look round, but now it's actually in front of me and I can see it. So yeah, it's brilliant. Love that. That's that. Right, other stash enhancement, which I wasn't, well, I was sort of expecting, but I wasn't, if you know what I mean. My friend who I house sat for back in September, she was at the Nimble Thimble the other week, and she ordered a couple of kits for me, or a chart and a kit, one of which was this, which is Little Noel by the Drawn Thread, and it's come as a kit. I got them yesterday, these in the post. So that came, so I was expecting this, and she said she'd bought it for me, but she'd had to order it because they didn't have any left in the shop. But then there was this one which I wasn't expecting, which is Pomegranate Santa by Plum Street Samplers. So yeah, that's just the chart. So yeah, I've got that one as well. So I messaged her yesterday and said, thank you so much. And if this is a mistake, let me know and I'll send it back. And she said, oh no, they're both for you. So yeah, so thank you very much. You know who you are. So yeah, I won't say your name in case you didn't want me to mention it. So yeah, so they're from my friend. But then as I was opening those, sorry, an email popped up on my phone from Patchwork Rabbit. And I'm like, I've not ordered anything from Patchwork Rabbit. So I had a look, and it said something about, I've written it down because I knew I'd forget, Secret Santa Service. It was like an order, and it says, we're not telling, you'll just have to wait and see. So I've no idea what it is, who it's from, or anything. But if you're watching, thank you very much for whatever it is. It was like, oh. So yeah, so I don't know what's coming, but I will show it when it does arrive. So yeah, so thank you very much. So yeah, it was like a nice surprise yesterday when I got this stuff. So other than that, the only things I bought the Cryonics for Santa's Magic. That's on my 12 new starts. I've left them downstairs. I got them from Lakeside, some nice colours, and I also ordered some Whisper thread, because Santa's Magic uses white Whisper thread that I've got loads of anyway. I bought some quite some time ago for something else and didn't use as much as it said I was going to need, so I've still got quite a bit of that. But it also used the brown, and when I looked, you couldn't get the brown anywhere. Anyway, I asked on the UK Mirabilia Stitchers Facebook group about it, about what, if anybody stitched it, what can you use instead. Anyway, Zarina from Hawkins Hobbies told me that it's been, you use this other one instead. So I've ordered this other one, and it came the other day from Lakeside. So yeah, so I've got that. So I've got all the bits and pieces for Santa's Magic. Well, all the threads. I've not looked at beads and things. I never look at beads till nearer the time that it's actually going to get finished. So yeah. Hello. I'm adding this bit in because as I was editing my video, I realised I completely forgot to talk about this. As you can see, I've got another top on. I've got my Harry Potter hoodie on. Yeah, from Primani. But yeah, I was asked to join in with Caterpillar Cross Stitch. They're having a sale next year called British Isles Adventure Sale. And I've been given a code if anybody would like to join in and buy a kit from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. You can do using the code LynBritish10. I'll put it at the bottom of the screen. You get 10% off the full kit, only for the British Isles Adventure Sale, and it's valid until the 14th of December. So if you'd like to do that, I'll put links in the description box below. It's on the Caterpillar Cross Stitch website. So yeah, I know I don't normally do things like this, but Caterpillar Cross Stitch are a very reputable brand. I know lots of people who get things from them. So yeah, I thought, yeah, why not? So yeah, so if you'd like a discount on the kit, I've put pictures up about the kit, about the sale. So yeah, on with the rest of the video. Right, so let's talk about the walks I've been on. I've done two walks in the last 2 weeks. It's shocking really, but yeah, I've been busy. The other week I went to Otley, Otley, which is over towards Leeds, with the people who are doing the walks. They're leading the walks tomorrow on the coach ramble, so I could go for a walk with them. And I went on the 10-mile walk, which it ended up being 10.5 miles long. We went across Ilkley Moor. We started off in Ilkley. We walked across Ilkley Moor, and if you know the song, it's Ilkley Moor on Ilkley Moor Bartat, without a hat, which I was without a hat. It was raining when we set off. Wasn't too bad, it was just showers, and then after a while it stopped altogether, so it ended up a nice day. I've been putting pictures up so you see. It was a lovely walk until we got to the river. We were meant to cross the river. The route was to take us across the river and then carry on through a village into Otley. So it was a linear walk, like a straight line walk, not a straight line, but a straight walk, not a circular, going from Ilkley to Otley. And we were meant to cross this river and go through this village and back into Otley. We got to this river and there wasn't a bridge. And it was supposed to be stepping stones, apparently. We found out when we got there. We assumed it was going to be a bridge. And there was a man who'd walked down in front of us towards the river. So we said, well, how do we get across the river? And he just went like this. And it's like, okay. And he said, oh, he said, usually there's stepping stones, but because there'd been so much rain, it was quite rough, the river, so there was no way you were going to get across it. You couldn't even see the stones. So yeah, so we ended up having to turn back and go back down to this A road. It was like a dual carriageway, and we had to walk on this dual carriageway for like 2 or 3 miles back into Otley, which was hard work. It was really tough going because there were no paths apart from near the end. There were no paths. You were walking along the verge. Part of it had a barrier, so you know you were nowhere near the cars, but it wasn't made for people walking on it. It was quite a rough walk, so yeah, that was quite tough going. But the rest of the walk, the start of it was really nice. It was a lovely walk. So yeah, like I say, I've put pictures up to show you. And then tomorrow I'm gonna do one of the other walks. There's 3 walks on tomorrow, and I'm going to do one of the others that are on that I didn't, so I'm not going to repeat the one that went on the other day. And then on Tuesday, I met up with a friend who I used to walk with quite a lot, and we went on a 9-mile walk to Great Hill. Great Hill is just a little hill, that's it's near Brinskull in Lancashire, and it was a nice day. It was very foggy. quite misty. I'll put pictures up, quite an eerie landscape. We could see Darwin Tower peeking above the fog at one point, and then it disappeared again, so we couldn't see it again. And when we got to the top of the hill, you just couldn't see anything. I'll put a picture up, you'll just see the grass and then there's nothing. You can usually see for miles from the top of Great Hill. You couldn't see a thing, it was just fog. But it was really nice because it was so quiet. There weren't so many people out because it was foggy. But yeah, it was just a really nice walk. So yeah, so they're the 2 walks I've done in the last 2 weeks. So yeah, I'm over on 850 miles on my 1,000 miles challenge. So I've got about 150-ish miles to do, less than 150 miles to do before the end of the year. So I need to pull my finger out, basically. So yeah, I need to get some walks in over the next month. Otherwise I'm not going to do it. But I'll be cautious if I don't manage to do it. Right, so they're my walks. Giveaway. So this video, I'm going to give away the chart for Stitch All the Things by Erica Michaels. It's got all the it's got charts for both the berry and the cushion, the pillow. It's got finishing instructions. It's just the chart though, because the buttons are going to be put on mine that I got with it. So yeah. So if you'd like this, please say the word stitch. Use the word stitch in your comment. You need to comment before the 17th of December. My next video will be on the weekend of the 17th or 18th of December. I've just realised I've not even changed my calendar. It's still on November. I always forget that one. So yeah, but I've checked beforehand. 17th, 18th of December is my next video. So you need to say the word stitch in your comment to win, for a chance to win this. And I'll draw it when I'm filming my next video. Yeah. So Flosstube. Right, last time I'd completely forgotten to write down all the Flosstubers that I've been watching, that had shouted me out and everything else. So I've done a list this time. Yeah, so there's quite a few on here, but there'll be links to them all down below in the description box if you want to go and have a look. I'll start with the ones who've given me a shout out. And quite a few of these are doing my seasonal sale. And a couple are doing the new starts in December. So we've got Cross Stitch Bunny, Nadine Nads X Stitch, Flossie Sews and Grows, Stitchy Sally, Everywhere Stitcher and Cat Stitch. So they've all shouted me out in the last few weeks, so thank you very much. And then I've done a list of Flosstubers that I've watched in the last 3 or 4 weeks. Janet Jabber, as always. Shanda Stitching in Idaho, as always. Dizzy Stitcher, I seem to be watching all of his at the minute. Teresa Little Stitcher, I do tend to watch her all the time. The Vintage Stitcher. Tina Stitches. Mama Burr Stitchery, I've only recently found her, but I've watched a few now. Creatively, as always. Nightmare Before Stitchmas, as always. Crafty Stitchers, as always. Amy Globetrotting Stitcher, she's actually just called Globetrotting Stitcher, so as always. Amy Loves Toads, as always. Once Upon a Stitch, as always. And also Alba Stitcher, as always. So yeah, so that's a big list of Flosstubers that I've watched. I think I've been watching more because I've got this bracket now on my library stand. So yeah, I've watched quite a bit of Flosstube recently, and they're the ones I've watched. But yeah, so yeah, they're ones I suggest you give them all a look at. So yeah, I think that's about it for today. Yeah, I have still got my cough. It's not too bad at the moment, but yeah. We shall see how things go over the next few weeks. So over the next few weeks, I'm going to be carrying on with my new starts, using the Tiny Decisions app to pick which one I stitch on for 2 days, or in the case of this one, for 1 day. Apart from Celtic Christmas, which will get stitched on the 23rd of December. That'll be the last one I do as part of the 12 new starts, because it's also the start of my seasonal sew. If you want to know more information about my seasonal sew, look at the video from, not the last one, the one before, so number 57, and that'll give you all the information about it. So I think that's it. So have a good 2 weeks. I hope everybody's getting ready for Christmas, not struggling too much with cost of living. Look after yourselves and those you love. Be kind always, and happy stitching. Bye for now.